DT Roofing, Randy Hurtado is super well respected. He runs this model to my knowledge, and it's very successful. I'm fairly certain they're north of 20 million for all five businesses. He does it really well. There's very few people that can do that long term. You can do it short term, maybe one season or two seasons, but for the most part, people don't know their numbers well enough that they should not be modeling their sales reps getting paid like that.
Do you, do you think that's an issue with the, so are you saying, and you think that's an issue with the model, or is it that they don't track their numbers? Is it the model is good if you have amazing tracking of your numbers, or is it like is there a deeper problem with the model, or is it just that people don't track their numbers?
There's not a deeper problem with the model necessarily. So you can look at a lot of different data factors with like cost of living, average job size, average gross profit per job that you're splitting up. If also like size of the business, amount of overhead, is the overhead really 10% or is it more than 10%? Like there's nothing necessarily wrong with the model, but in general, most people are not going to be basically qualified to use that model. Or should be using that model. I would put my own business in that category. You have to be at a certain revenue stream for based on how much your cost of living is, how many. Another huge thing is revenue per capita. So how much revenue you're producing per person that's not an installer in your business. There's a lot of factors going on that make it not a good model for most people's roofing business in general,
Do you
because
feel,
there's so many variables that people don't actually know.
yeah. Do you feel like, so this is like maybe a little insight into how what you and I talk about day to day. We're going to do a little bit of this recorded. So this is what happens. This is exactly what happens. John talks about an issue in his business or something that's not working the way he wants it to. And that's not specifically what he's saying right now, but you're saying that you can't make this 50-50 model or 50-50-10 model work in your business because you just don't have that level of tracking in your business and you feel like it's safer not to. Now, let me ask you this. Do you feel like we could make changes or improvements to ProLine to when it comes to the business analytics piece and the number tracking inside of ProLine to give you the numbers that you need to run that 10-50-50 system and have it be better than what you're doing now?
I think this is coming down to more of a philosophical approach too. There's not just the data part of things, it's more the philosophical thing. So like if you have a sales rep who's taken it from cradle to grave, as they say, so they're handling the entire job, I can see giving someone 10-50-50 split. That's going to be somewhere. I mean, most people's profit margins, it could be 40% of all their profit for the entire company for that one person. That's too much equity essentially in the business for having that one role. Now, if you have marketing, if you had administration, if you have accounting, if you have production management, and they're only that one little piece, the sales part, if they're taking over two, it's kind of getting in there like they could take out, if you take five parts of every business, and Demetrius covered this too, but a lot of people have covered that each part should be closer to 20% of the value of the business. You have to have accounting, it's 20%. You have to have administration, you have to have somebody answer the phone, doing all the paperwork. All those things should equal 20% each. It shouldn't be like, well, if you don't make a sale, nothing happens. That is true, but the marketing and administration and accounting and all the other stuff together